You know that feeling when your phone vibrates and a message appears saying everyone is hanging out and asking if you are coming. Instead of feeling excited, you feel a strange heaviness inside you. It feels like you do not want to go. It feels like you are being forsaken. Then you start asking yourself a question: what is wrong with me? Because the world teaches you that the more friends you have, the happier you should be. But what if that is not true? What if the problem is not you? What if you are simply different? And what if that difference is actually a hidden superpower? Some mediums. It is not that you do not like people, you just do not like surface level connections. You crave depth in a world full of noise. Let us think about something simple. Do you prefer being alone? Do you feel more comfortable in small gatherings? Do you get tired of fake conversations very quickly? If your answer is yes, then you are not alone. And the most interesting part is that psychology suggests that people like you are not weak, they are mentally strong. However, there is a big misunderstanding that most people never realize: loneliness and solitude are not the same thing. Loneliness is the feeling you get when you are surrounded by people but still feel like no one truly understands you. Solitude is something completely different. It is when you are alone, but you feel calm and at peace. There is no anxiety, there is no emptiness. There is only stillness. Silence does not scare you, it reveals you. In quiet moments you meet your real self. This one difference changes everything. You can have 100 friends and still feel lonely, and you can have only 1 or 2 people in your life and feel completely fulfilled. So the real question is not how many friends you have, the real question is how connected you feel. No. This is where it becomes interesting. People who prefer to be alone are not running away from others. They are searching for something deeper. They are searching for meaningful connections. They do not enjoy small talk. They do not like pretending. They want conversations that are real, honest, and deep. While others are busy being seen, you are busy understanding. And that changes everything. Because of that, they do not give their energy to everyone. They are selective. And being selective is not a weakness, it is a skill. You are not avoiding people, you are protecting your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your mind. Think about how many people cannot stay alone even for a few minutes. The moment silence appears, they reach for their phone, they play music, or they try to contact someone. Why? Because they feel uncomfortable with their own thoughts. But you are different. Maybe you are not lost, maybe you are just not distracted. You can sit with your own thoughts. You can stay alone without feeling restless. This is not something ordinary. This is powerful. Psychology describes this as emotional independence. It means you do not rely on others all the time to manage your emotions. You understand yourself. You calm yourself. You handle your own feelings. This ability is rare. There is something else about people who enjoy solitude. They tend to have strong self-awareness. They understand what they feel and why they feel it. And when you understand yourself, you stop needing constant validation from others. You do not feel the need to impress everyone. You simply become yourself. Real question is not why you are different. The real question is why everyone else is the same. This is where your real strength begins. You do not follow the crowd. You think independently. You make decisions based on what feels right to you, not based on what everyone else is doing. And because of this, people may start calling you different. They may not understand you. They may think something is wrong with you, but the truth is very simple. There is nothing wrong with you. You are just more aware, and in a world that is always noisy and distracted, being aware is not common, it is rare. Now let us explore something even more interesting. Throughout history, many creative individuals, thinkers, and innovators shared one thing in common. They spent a lot of time alone, because when you are constantly surrounded by people, your mind stays busy managing social interactions. You think about what others are thinking. You think about what to say next. You try to react in the right way. Your attention is divided. Your thoughts are interrupted, and your mind never goes deep enough. But when you are alone, your mind becomes free, and in that space, something powerful happens. Great ideas are born in silence, not in constant noise. When everything becomes quiet, you can finally hear your own thoughts clearly. Your brain enters a deeper thinking state. In this state, you can create ideas, you can see patterns, you can connect thoughts in ways that most people cannot. You start noticing things that others ignore. You start understanding things that others never question. Your mind does its best work when no one is watching. That is why people who enjoy being alone are often more creative and reflective. It here is something important. At every moment of being alone feels peaceful. Sometimes silence can feel heavy. Sometimes your thoughts can become overwhelming, and this is where many people get confused. Not every form of being alone is healthy. Sometimes loneliness can be harmful if you are alone but feel empty inside. If you feel disconnected from everyone, then that is not healthy. It slowly drains your energy. It makes everything feel meaningless. There is a thin line between peace and emptiness, and not everyone understands the difference of this. is why understanding the difference between solitude and loneliness is so important. Solitude is a choice that brings peace. Loneliness is a state that brings pain. One gives you clarity. The other takes it away. You need to be honest with yourself and understand where you stand. If you choose to be alone and feel calm, then you are in a healthy place. But if you are alone because you cannot connect with others, then it is something you need to work on, because as human beings, we all need some level of connection. But here is the important part. You do not need a large number of people in your life. You only need one or two genuine connections, and real connection is more powerful than 100 fake ones. Depth will always beat quantity. Real connection is not about talking all the time. It is about feeling understood, even in silence. People who understand you, people who accept you, people who do not judge you. When you build connections like this, they are not shallow, they are deep and meaningful. You feel safe, you feel seen, you feel real. This is why people with fewer friends often have stronger relationships. They do not connect out of desperation. They do not try to fill an empty space. They choose carefully. They observe first, they understand deeply, and then they allow connection, and that careful selection becomes their strength. No, there is something else you should understand. The world will always push you to be more social. It will tell you to go out more, meet more people, and stay connected all the time. It makes you feel like being alone is a problem, like something is missing. But the truth is that every person is different. Some people feel energized by being around others. Some people feel energized by being alone, and neither of these is wrong. The real problem begins when you try to force yourself into a lifestyle that does not match who you truly are. That is when you feel drained. That is when you feel lost. If you feel better when you are alone, if you enjoy deep thinking, if you get tired of superficial interaction, there is nothing wrong with you. In fact, it means you are different, and being different is not a weakness. It is something rare. You were never meant to fit in everywhere. You were meant to understand what others ignore. You were meant to see deeper than the surfacing. That is your strength. So the next time you feel like you do not fit in, remember this: you are not behind in life. You are simply walking a different path, and sometimes the most powerful people are the ones who are comfortable walking alone, and not because they have no one, but because they know themselves. If this message connected with you, then this video was meant for you.